Hello, welcome back. This is our last session, our last little one. This is session 11. We're going to look at what goes inside each of those boxes, each of those columns, the beginning, the middle, and the end, the parts of our story. And we're going to look at that right now. So there's our box. You have your paper. Remember, you still have your paper. Did you fill out the beginning, middle, and end? Do you have that already on there? If not, you should do that. Pause the video and put it on there. Okay? So we're ready. Once you have that on there, now we're ready to write our outline. And so what I want you to do when you're doing this, I want you to keep a couple things in mind. I want you to use big ideas on your outline, on that piece of paper. Don't write the whole story now. Write little words like knight. You know, the fighting knight. Knight. Maybe, that's because that's one of your characters. Maybe, if this isn't our example, not on your test. Maybe you're on the test, you're going to be writing about hedgehogs. And you got a family of hedgehogs. And Mama Hedgehog is named Susan. And the Papa Hedgehog is named Bill. Whatever it is, maybe you want to write just Mama, Susan, Papa, Bill. Maybe give them a name. Maybe you don't want to give them a name, but you want to put whatever it is, just a little short, little big ideas, okay? And then you're going to take all that and you're going to write it on your paper. Some people suggest that you write it on the actual computer, on the test itself. You can, but I suggest that you don't. I suggest you do it on a piece of paper first, okay? Because then you can make mistakes on the piece of paper and it's not going to make a big deal. If you start making mistakes on the test part, there's a chance that you could do something, try to erase something, get rid of something, and it'll erase or do more than what you want. And then it's lost forever. But if you write it down on the piece of paper, on your scratch paper, then you got it. And you won't have to get rid of it. You can save it for the next day when you go back into the test and actually write the actual story, okay? So write it, if you can, on the piece of paper that we made before sitting down. So let's take a look at what each part contains. What do you want to talk about in the beginning of your story? Well, like I said, you need characters. Who or what are you talking about? Are you talking about plants? Are you talking about daisies and roses? Are you talking about beavers and their habitats, where they live? Are you talking about stars and how some of them are different than other stars? Whatever it is, you got to come up with your characters. You're going to tell me a story, so you need characters. You also need to tell me in the beginning part something about their environment, their surroundings. Where do they live? What are they doing? That's that regular day part. What would they do on a regular day? For instance, if I asked you, what would you normally do? Describe for me what you would normally do on a Monday morning before going to school. You might say, well, I'll get up in the morning and I'll get dressed and I'll go brush my teeth and then I'll comb my hair and I'll get ready for school. That's a normal day. That would be a normal day, okay? That's regular day. That's what I mean by regular day. Give me a little bit of that. Please remember this is a test. And they want you to use the information from your reading. So if it's about a beaver and a beaver family, you're going to make a story about a beaver family who lives in a dam in the middle, a little wooden dam that the beaver father and mama has made, and all the kids are living inside it and they're safe. Then tell me about what would a day for a beaver be like? Where do they live? Is it dark? Is it wet? Is it fun to go swimming? What would be the normal day? Use the information from the source, okay? Don't forget, in the beginning, at the very end, you want to add a trigger, something that causes a problem. Maybe the dam breaks. Oh no, Now the house has water coming into it. The little beaver house has water coming into it. What is the little beavers going to do? There's a problem. Okay? You got to come up with something that creates a reason for your reader to keep reading, to be interested, right? Cinderella is not a story if she never gets the notice that there's a ball. If she just, the whole book is nothing but her scrubbing and cleaning and washing clothes, wow, that would be so boring. So you need that little bit of conflict. That's the beginning section. Well, what do we do for that middle section? Usually, like I said, that's the biggest section. Well, this is your main story. This is the big adventure. This is the thing that the character has to do to fix the problem. So describe what happens to the character. What does the character do? Does the Papa Beaver tell everybody, hey, get out of the dam. We got to go over and get into the river, and we got to move new wood and put new wood on the house. And so everybody's rushing out of the broken little dam house for the beavers, and they're looking for wood. And the little Billy Beaver, he's running with a little bitty twig because he's so small. But Sally, the bigger sister, she's able to carry a bigger one. They all get back. Here, Hava, take your stick. And so Papa takes a stick and Mama takes the other one, and they start building. And they fix the house. Ta-da! That's that second part. That's that middle part, okay? Remember again, I'm going to say this again and again and again. Use information, use little details that you find in the sources, okay? And if you use some source, if you use some information, remember what we talked about last time, at the end of that sentence, put a little, brackets, put the little parentheses, the little half circles kind of thing, and tell me what source that comes from. Source 2, source 1. Okay? You're just telling the reader this is where, even though this is a story, it's a make-believe story, I'm using real information from the reading to kind of describe and make this story more realistic, more true to life. Okay? That's the middle section. They fix the problem. Now, the end. Could be really short. It could be really fast. Maybe like one little paragraph and you're done. What happens after the problem is fixed? What do? Do they go to lunch? Do they climb on top of the little beaver dam house and they sunbathe and rest? What do they do at the end? You want to describe that life. You want to describe their environment, their surroundings now, after the problem is fixed. Sometimes, if you're really clever, maybe there's a lesson that can be used in your writing. You're going to not just write a story, but maybe your story has a good lesson in it. Maybe for this example, you can tell the reader, this is why teamwork and working together is so important in a family. That's a nice little ending. It's a nice little story. If you got little baby brothers, little baby sisters, and you read your story of this little beaver family, they would like this story. It would be fun. And they would learn something. So maybe that's something that you can put in there as well. You don't have to, but maybe you can. Okay? Now, before you get done with your little outline, putting the skeleton, little main ideas down, before you do that and go away, you want to pause and ask yourself a question. Did I answer what the test asked me to do? Did I answer the test prompt? Did I answer the question? Maybe questions. There might be more than one. Is that in my story? Is there anything the test directions told me to do that I did not do? And so now you can, and you can check. You can go back and kind of look, did I do what I'm supposed to do? I think so. Okay, good. Now you're ready to close out for the day. You're not going to submit. You're not going to, I'm done, and close everything. you're going to just save and move on. So here's the whole deal from beginning to end, the beginning, middle, and end. These are all the different parts that you want, all the things that are inside, okay? You want big ideas, not the whole story. You want to keep it on your scratch paper, and then you're going to use the scratch paper when you come back the next day, day 4, when you're actually going to type into the computer your actual story, okay? But you'll use all of these details in help guide you to finish your story. You won't have to go, well, what happens next? Because you'll know. It's all written out. It's all little bullets are put on there. That's what they call those little ideas. They're little bullet points. Sometimes you put a dot and then you put what that bullet is. So that's what this particular outline looks like. It's a strange skeleton. It's a skeleton only for a narrative story. When we get into the full essays, this won't work. We'll have to come up with a different one. But I have one. I have one for you, and I'll get that to you as soon as I possibly can, which will be in our next session when we deal with full essays and I talk to you about the most important bones in the whole body, the spine. Ooh, so much fun. I will see you then.